Watch this. After a major financial collapse, this is not the time to be proud. You should not be ashamed of doing anything you can to make money to put food on the table for you and for your family. And I'm in Australia helping a friend of mine who owns a construction company, and he said, hey, come on over here. I need some help and I can pay you. And so I took the trip over here, and I've been painting all day. I'm on a roof. Had to paint upstairs, paint this wall, and it's part of the rebuild. So don't be afraid to take on additional jobs, whether it's Uber or cutting grass or doing whatever you have to do in the short term to put food on the table. It's what a man does, to provide and protect, and it's not the time to be proud. So I want you to be willing to do whatever you can. Think about what's available in your area and go for it. I'm 58 years old. I've lost everything 3 times. And right now, while I'm building this YouTube channel and rebuilding my financial life, I'm also on a roof in Australia doing manual labor. In addition to that, I'm working with a friend doing construction, so we're doing all types of rehabbing on houses. And I want to talk to you about why that's not a failure, why that is exactly the right move, and why the men who refuse to do stuff like this, they're too proud to take the available work, those are the ones who stay stuck the longest. After I filed bankruptcy in 2010, after 2 years of fighting to hold on to 5 properties that had dropped from $120,000 each to about $40,000 each in value, I had a decision to make about what kind of man I was going to be on the other side of the loss. One option was to wait for the right opportunity, the one that matched my previous income level, the one that felt consistent with who I'd been before, before everything fell apart, the job that didn't feel like a step backwards. I watched men choose that option, men who were talented, experienced, and capable, who spent months, sometimes years, waiting for something worthy of their resume while their families struggled and their confidence eroded and their options narrowed. The other option was to take the available work. Whatever was in front of me, whatever paid, whatever kept the floor covered while I built something bigger alongside it. I chose the second option, not because I didn't have pride, because I understood something that the waiting men didn't yet. The pride is a luxury, and in a rebuild, you cannot afford luxuries. A friend called me and said he needed help with his construction company in Australia. It was work I knew how to do. It paid well, it covered my expenses, and gave me extra money to redirect into the rebuild. And it gave me this real footage of a man doing real work to protect his floor while he builds something real. So that is not a story that I scripted. That is the channel's message living in real time, and I want to challenge you with the same thing today. So point 1, pride is the most expensive thing in a rebuild. I've watched pride destroy more comebacks than bankruptcy ever did. Men who lost $150,000 a year job who refused to take a $60,000 job because it felt like a step backwards or a demotion. Men who built a successful business and wouldn't consider working for someone else because it felt like defeat. Men who had a certain level of status before the collapse and couldn't tolerate being seen doing something that didn't match that status. I understand the feeling. I felt it. After everything I built, the properties, the travel company, the investment fund, there were moments after each collapse where my ego resisted the available work because it didn't feel like enough. It felt beneath me. But here's what pride never tells you. Every month you spend waiting for the right opportunity is a month your survival number isn't covered. A month your debt grows. A month your rebuild loses momentum. A month the men who took the available work are building something while you're still evaluating your options. Pride is not free. It has a monthly cost. And in a rebuild where every dollar and every month matters, that cost is one you cannot afford. Point 2, the available work is never beneath you. Let me say something directly. There is no work that is beneath a man who is fighting to rebuild his life and protect his family. driving for Uber, cutting grass for neighbors in your neighborhood, helping a friend with his construction company on the other side of the world, delivering packages, working a job you're overqualified for. Whatever is available, whatever pays, whatever keeps the floor covered, none of that is a failure. All of it is the opposite of failure. It is a man refusing to let his circumstances determine his identity. And it is a man who is choosing to do what needs to be done regardless of how it looks. I'm on a roof in Australia right now. I have a 30-year background in ministry and leadership and marketing. I built $1 million company. I managed hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate. And right now, I'm painting and installing glass panels in someone else's house on a construction project, working along guys that are 25 years old, 30 years old, because it keeps my floor covered and it gives me extra income while I build the next thing. That's not humiliation. That is discipline. That is what rebuilding looks like when you strip away the ego and focus on what actually moves you forward. Point 3, the available work funds the bigger work. Here's the strategic reality that most men miss when they're too proud to take the available work. The available work is not your destination. It is funding your rebuild. Every dollar I earn on this roof in Australia goes towards covering my survival number, which frees up everything above it for the rebuild. The channel, the products, the system I'm building that will generate income while I sleep. The available work and the bigger work are not in conflict. They are partners. The available work stabilizes the floor so the bigger work has room to breathe. Without the floor covered, the bigger work is constantly interrupted by financial pressure. With the floor covered, the bigger work gets focused energy that it needs to actually grow. Uber covers the floor while you build the side hustle. The construction job in Australia funds the YouTube channel. The landscaping business keeps the lights on while you build the course. The job you're overqualified for pays the rent while you build the business that replaces it. So stop seeing the available work as the thing that's keeping you from your comeback. It's not. It's the thing that's funding your comeback. The sooner you accept that, the faster everything moves. Point 4, the challenge. I want to ask you something directly before I finish this video. What is available to you right now, today, in the situation that you're in, that you've not taken advantage of because it feels like a step backwards? Not the ideal opportunity, not the thing that matches where you were before the loss. The available thing, the thing that's in front of you right now that pays and that you've been telling yourself is beneath you. Uber, DoorDash, landscaping, construction, retail, a job you're overqualified for, a friend who needs help with something you know how to do. Whatever it is, I want to challenge you to take it. Not forever, not as your identity, as your floor coverage while you build something bigger alongside it. Because a man who's working is a man who's moving, and a man who's moving is a man who is coming back. The roof doesn't care about your resume. The work doesn't know what you used to earn. It just needs to be done, and you are more than capable of doing it. Take the available work. Cover the floor. Build above it. That is wealth mode in action. I'm going to finish this video the same way I started it. On a roof in Australia, working, building, moving. Not because this is where I plan to stay, because this is where I am right now. And right now, doing the available work, covering the floor, building the channel, is exactly the right move. The comeback's not made up of grand gestures and perfect opportunities. It's made up of days like this one. Ordinary work done with discipline and purpose by a man who refused to let pride stop him from moving forward. That man is you if you choose it. If you want a step-by-step system instead of trying to figure this out on your own, I put together a free 30-day rebuild blueprint specifically for men in our situation. It's only 4 weeks, it has one clear direction, and the link is in the description below. And now next Monday, we're going to get tactical again, talking about how to turn the skills you already have into your first real income stream during the rebuild. There'll be real examples, real moves, no gimmicks, and that one's coming out on Monday. And if you don't want to miss it, hit subscribe right now. That way you'll be notified. This channel posts every Monday and Thursday specifically for men who are rebuilding after losing everything. And if that's you, you belong here. And if you found this helpful, please share it with another man who needs to hear it. A friend, a family member, someone who knows you and is going through this thing right now. So let's rebuild together, because that's wealth mode.